One day, I'm going to have this man on my podcast. I absolutely love this guy. Not only is he a lawyer, but he was a lawyer for the people, not for corporations. He took it head on and he went against his family. Welcome to the Black Sheep Club. That's what I say. You always have to have that one person that breaks away and changes the narrative. And he did that with his family. Secondly, I no longer donate to research and telethon anymore. I've stopped doing it. I stopped doing it years ago. So long that I cannot remember. Because if people really wanted to find a cure for cancer and so forth, they would have found that 25 years ago. But people behind the science of telethon, the people behind the science of cancer research, are the same people called the pharmaceutical companies, corporations, except they use your emotional attachments to things in hope. Hope is the biggest thing that brings people together, but it also is the biggest thing that will divide and conquer people, because people are looking for a solution. But the pharmaceutical companies, they'll make sure that you don't find that solution. So when you're paying money, your house, and you're leaving your estate to these trust funds and cancer research, what you're doing is you're donating your life back to pharmaceutical companies. Yep, that's what you're doing. And sometimes you have to say it out loud for other people to really grasp the idea that that's what they're doing. But if they really wanted to cure cancer, they would have done it 20 years ago. But there's no money to be made in curing devastating cancers, is there? So the next time you put your hand in your pocket, remember where that money is going, because research already tells us that nearly 70% of the money donated goes on building and administration. And the rest, well, it's nothing to sniffle at. It's a lot of money, but it doesn't actually get to the patients or to the research lab. It's all about the fancy buildings and all about putting money back into the pockets without the big corporations or pharmaceutical companies actually.
Let me ask you this about Big Pharma, and this is about vaccines. You say that the government regulators have been bought off by Big Pharma. I think that's what you're saying when you say that this entanglement has occurred. You said agency employees are actually getting royalties, getting payments on vaccines and drugs that they approve. Is that true?
Yes, there's a couple things happening. For example, the Moderna vaccine. NIH owns half of that vaccine, 50%. So the billions of dollars that vaccine makes, half of that goes to NIH, the agency, but there's also individuals, at least 4, and maybe 6 individuals who work for NIH who are high-level deputies under Anthony Fauci, who get to collect $150,000 a year forever, not just for their lives, but their children. As long as that mRNA technology is on the market, they're going to be making money from it.
Okay,
and that is a conflict.
Hang on a minute now, because I don't want to blow by this too fast. So the National Institute of Health is getting a kickback, a bribe, a royalty, a share, whatever you want to call it. Is this not a clear conflict of interest?
Yes.
That's what you're pointing out, right?
Yeah, it is. People are shocked.
Why are you the only one talking about this?
If you talk about this kind of thing, you get censored on YouTube. You will not be allowed on the mainstream media to talk about these issues. It used to be that you could, and nowadays you cannot. With FDA, about 50% of FDA's budget comes from regulated industries, so mainly the pharmaceutical industries. You have agency capture on steroids. The principal objective of FDA today is to serve the mercantile interests of pharmaceutical companies. And that's why you see FDA not only approving all of these drugs that shouldn't be approved, but they also are, out to destroy things that are actually shown to be good for you that do not make profits for the pharmaceutical companies.